Start. What's up, y'all? This Free Game Podcast with your host, Jay Salvado. I got my boy Bo Flowers up in here. And we finna talk about some insurance, something that a lot of people don't really know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people got the regular winky-dink insurance, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been getting whooped our whole life. You know, we listening to our parents, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but they don't know the new way. They don't really know. And that's why sometimes when people pass on, it's GoFundMe up and you gotta sell this, do all that to try to catch the money on the back end, and then your family is left to struggle financially. So I have somebody here with the proper knowledge that's going to give y'all some game. But I need people to actually listen to what's being said and take heed. And then if you have further questions outside of this, inbox him and get in tune with him. I know everybody has some form of life insurance, but really listen to what you're getting right now. Really listen, because he's going to break down that basic little term life BS insurance policy that you have, and then tell you the difference between how you've been getting played and a couple of other things. So right now, I'm going to give him the floor, and you can start it how you like to, or whatever, let him. Basically, let's just inform them a little bit. Somebody had a conversation we had about the insurance.
All right. Well, first of all, man, appreciate you, man. I've been waiting for you to ask me to get on the show. So,
oh yeah, you know how it goes. It's all good.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it, man. So, a little bit about just kind of, I've been in the life insurance game for over 10 years now, man. So, obviously, outside of just coaching, but it's been something I really got a passion for, man, because I really love to help people and try to put people in better situations as much as possible. And that's, the best part about coaching. It's the same thing, man, really helping families to really understand. And I see a need in the community where we have a lack of education. So it's just important that we have a better understanding about what's going on out there. And obviously, people are going to do what they want to do. But to me, as long as I can give you the information and I know I'm coming from a genuine place with it, that's what's most important for me about it. So I know earlier we was just talking a little bit, I know you made a post the other day. And really, when it just comes down to really understanding the difference between whole life and term, really, I just keep it from a base perspective, cash value. What we really don't know, historically, whole life insurance has not done well for our people. I know our parents or our grandparents have always said have some form of whole life policy, but it's always interesting to me when we have to go and bury them. We always have to pass the hat around, to get the job done. So, when you look at that, it's like, well, why is that if you have life insurance? Well, one thing about it is a lot of people only want to have life insurance to protect the body, but it's more than just that. We'll jump into that in a second, but it's really just really understanding the difference in the life insurance and what the actual need is. I know some people say that your needs are different, but, when you think about collectively what's going on, these cash value life insurance policy, really doesn't make sense to probably get into it and probably be the best for you and your family. They say you should have anywhere between 6 to 10 times the annual salary, your annual salary in life insurance. Well, if you got $50,000, well, that probably is not, 6 to 10 times your annual salary. So you're not really providing the best solution for you and your family, right? So when you break down a cash value policy, and we'll talk about whole life, the first thing that an agent typically talks about is that you have the actual life insurance, but then you also have, a personal savings or the cash value that in case something happens, you can come and borrow some funds to, use whatever way you want to. But what they don't really tell you is like in the first 2 to 5 years, there's no money there to borrow anyway, right? So just imagine going to a bank, opening a savings account, putting $100 in there for a year. You got about $1,200. Then you want to go take some money out, and then the bank tells you there's no money there for you to use. I don't think anybody will feel good about that. We probably pissed off about the whole situation, right? Mm-hmm. But that's typically what we do when we get into these cash value life insurance policies, especially whole life. So then after there's money starting to accumulate there, right? What they don't tell you is if you do get in a situation, you have to borrow that money. Now, Jason, we both know when you borrow something, you don't own it, right?
Yeah, true. Facts.
And you got to pay it back. Right.
Right.
So they loaning you money. So if you get in a situation, you got to borrow that cash value, then typically now you have to pay that back. So now you got to pay the loan back. Then they don't even tell you about the 6 to 8% interest that you got to pay back. And then you still got to pay the premium every month. And then it's whatever amount of money that you actually take away from your actual cash value is automatically subtracted from your overall death benefit. So if you got 100,000, you borrow 10, got 90, and it just goes down. And 98% of people don't pay it back. So when you look at those things, and naturally cash value life insurance is typically overly expensive anyway. So most people, unless they get it extremely young, if they get it later in their later years, they can't afford $100-something thousand because now you're spending $200-300-something on just life insurance, and then now you might not be able to adequately, put life insurance on you, your wife, and your kids. So people have like $50,000. So just imagine, having $50,000, then you later on you borrow off of it, don't pay it back. 30 odd years later, when your beneficiary go to pick it up, they thought you had 50,000, but it's more like 5,000. So typically now we can't do nothing with that, right? So then we typically passing the hat around, so that's kind of historically has been a big issue for, just in our community. We just been getting bombarded with cash value. It's a ridiculous amount that we get put out there, and people just think because, well, grandma had it, I need to get it, and not really breaking it down because in essence, you're putting the money into this policy. So let's just say you don't borrow that money, right? And to just say when the policy matures, you got, 100,000, a death benefit, and you got, let's say 75,000, that grew in the cash value, right? Well, who's going to get the cash value?
They keep the cash value, right?
They're going to keep the cash value because you sign a beneficiary, a death benefit for the beneficiary for the life insurance.
So you would just be getting that little money. You'll just be getting that little money for funeral wise, what's ever left. So you might still need to do the GoFundMe, and then it's nothing left. So right after that, now your family got the hurt, the turmoil. They got to deal with the finances and all type of things. Because like you were saying, people put insurance on the body and just want to get put into the ground instead of thinking about the future. So how can they, because a lot of people, everybody has been going about it wrong, honestly. How can they correct that? Like what steps should they take to go about this the right way now?
Well, it's really just understanding the difference in the life insurance and what value. Like, what I believe in is term life insurance. You're going to get the maximum amount of coverage for the cheapest price. And with the money that I would probably been spending for some form of a cash value life insurance policy, I can take that and invest that into my own entity. So now, not only do I have life insurance, but in my investment, I've actually signed a beneficiary for the investment. So when I die, I'm actually my family's going to get both. They're going to get the investment and they're going to get the life insurance, right?
So they'll be left with some money.
Correct. Okay. And what people are afraid of with term is that it ends in a certain duration of time, right? But you shouldn't be afraid of that, because if you invest your money over the course of 35 some years, you put it into the right vehicle that drives to create some wealth over the years, you should have a significant amount of money over the years. So when that term is coming to a term, number one, your need for it has changed. And let me just kind of circle back a little bit. Okay. Number one, life insurance is just more than just protecting the body. It's about protecting your income. It's income protection, protecting your assets as you grow, right? So if I got to have, 6 to 10 times the amount of my annual salary in life insurance, well, I want to be able to maximize my money. So with term, like I said, you get the maximum amount of coverage for the cheapest price. So now that I'm able to do that, now as I'm investing this money now I know if something happens to me at an early age, my family is going to be taken care of until my kids get at least 18 years old. Mama ain't got to, downsize the house and move back to some apartment, because now that 50,000, that turns more to 40,000 after you take 10,000 and bury me. Yeah. We don't have anything, right, to take care of. You want to send your kids to college. You want to make sure your family's taken care of. So protect your income over the next 30 some years. Invest that money. So now you have options. Hey, I don't need $500,000, for example, of life insurance on myself. My kids are grown. So I can go ahead and bring down the amount of coverage that I got, that I can actually just now bury myself, something that's affordable. But guess what? I don't made that in investments. So guess what? When I check out the investment money, they're going to get that $500,000-$600,000 that accumulated over the years. And then that $50,000 that I may put on myself later on, hey, use that to bury me, and everybody going to get some of this pie, this $600,000. And then who wants to pay for life insurance for the rest of their life anyway? I don't know, like that's like saying I'm gonna keep paying for a car for the rest of life. So it's really just understanding, what you're getting yourself into and the different ways all the life insurance go. And obviously I'm not gonna go into incredible detail, but just kind of briefly talking about it, man. You know, you want to get into something to where you know what your family is gonna have. And then a lot of people think having job insurance is the way to go. Absolutely not. Right? Because one, they might not pay because you just never know. But then what happens in between time if you leave that job or you get fired?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that life insurance is gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and typically on the job, you only get 2 times the amount of your salary anyway, right?
Yeah,
so which is typically not, you know, what you're gonna need it for. So it's just really, man, understanding, man, why we need it. The most important piece is income protection, really protecting your family, really making sure that if something happened to you in your earlier days, you know, your family, your kids, and everybody's going to be taken care of. Mama don't have to downsize the house. The kids can still go to college, and I'm actually leaving them something, and then learning how to invest our money. So over the time now, my need for life insurance changes the amount of coverage I need. But guess what? I already got it in the investment piece.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that we miss out on. I think that more people just need to be educated on.
What's the investment piece? Because I'm sure a lot of people, like, they probably don't know like what that would be, like the investment piece.
It's so many different investments, man, and it's really just sitting down and really mapping out what it is that you want. Like, what am I looking to gain? I want to retire at this age. I want to be able to have X amount of dollars to retire at this age. And what do I need to do from now until then to do that? And then finding the right type of investments that's going to allow your money to grow so that in this course of time, you'll be able to go ahead and have that and retire. Because people should want to retire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you know, right now, they don't push the average age for retirement to 70. Mm-hmm. So we're going to work all our lives and pretty much down the job. Nobody wants to do that. So it's about really doing the right things and putting your money in the right vehicles that it can grow for you, let your money work for you, but not necessarily going through, you know, a big corporation where they're getting, you know, the lion's share of it and then just giving you, you know, the bare minimum. And that's kind of what we've done historically, is just not have our affairs in the right situation.
Yeah, because people always put their best, they always think their best interest is like through them, like with them. You know what I'm saying? They're never going to give you your best interest. That's why, like, even with most of the whole life insurance policies that people got, they're just taking money. And at the end of the day, it's like a gamble. It's like a hustle for them, because at the end of the day, they're going to get paid. They're going to have their money. When you go, you probably won't have none, but they'll still have theirs. You know what I'm saying? The money that's left over on the table, it won't be left over on the table. It will be in their account. You know, and insurance is like one of the, if you can Google it, insurance is one of the most boomingest market. It have made some of the most millionaires. Why? Who they benefit off of mostly? Who dies mostly all the time? You know what I'm saying? Around the clock. And then when you don't have the proper insurance, that's when the GoFundMe thing starts. See, just because somebody make a GoFundMe, that does not mean like off the top they broke. No, you got to understand some insurance places, they're not paying till they get that death certificate. And that don't mean you getting that in like 24 hours. It's like things that go into it, probably the way the person died or how they lost their life. You see what I'm saying? And us as humans, we want to bury our loved ones in a timely fashion. You don't want to let them sit forever. You know what I'm saying? But you want to try to bury them in a timely fashion. So that's when the GoFundMe kick in and people start supporting. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the GoFundMes it's like a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they might have 10 because that's why I said, you know what I told myself one day? Because I had a friend that passed and I synced a GoFundMe and I'm like, all right, that's cool. But then I thought to myself, I said, damn, maybe I should reevaluate my friends or just my life period, because if it's 10 of us and we ain't all got $1,000 to loan for him to get a proper burial, shit, what the fuck are we friends for? Like, we ain't doing something right. Like, I see people gamble more than $1,000. I see people wear more, if it's real, I see people wear more than $1,000 in things like that. People will come to the funeral with like $3,000 worth of gear on, like straight clothes, with shoes, belt, and a hat, and a jacket. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the proper, you know what I'm saying, preparation for these type of things. And that's why I want to have you on here, so you can actually explain to them, because a lot of people, they don't know. Like, we all listen to our parents because we think they know what's right. Honestly, I'm not saying they're wrong, but this a new day and age. Yeah, remember, we was growing up, they used to tear our ass up. You can't even whoop your kid right now. So how can you raise him? Because you can't put a hand on him. You see what I'm saying? Without,
I'm still doing it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
I
yeah.
feel
You
you.
better.
Yeah,
God damn it.
yeah,
So you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's why I want to tell them. And then I just want to make sure I stress that again, like with the GoFundMe's and things, how those work. And that's why I made that statement one day, because I was sitting, when I made that post that day, I was sitting and I was thinking about that. And I'm like, man, I know a lot of people that had GoFundMe's, but they wasn't broke. It was honestly because they didn't have access to that funds there. Yeah, they got life insurance, but you got to think about it. Some funerals, the cheap funeral is 10. You know, if you want to go, you know, send your loved one out, you know, that way, like, you know what I'm saying? You might be up at 50.
No
Everybody
doubt.
ain't got just access to 50 grand. You know,
No, they
PPP is
don't.
over. Everybody don't have access to that. And even if they did, they want to go use that to bury nobody. They be like, how much? Nah, that nigga wouldn't have gave me shit. It'd be sad though, nigga. People think like that. They be like, nah, I ain't got no money for that nigga. He wouldn't have gave me nothing. Bro, it's somebody last time on earth. You can at least send them off right. So just again, break down to them about the insurance and how can they get in contact with you? Because honestly, this is what you do for over 10 years, and he's actually a coach too. For y'all that don't know, get them your background history. Let's go from the sports though, because we gonna get back to the insurance. Let me tell y'all something. Bo was one of the first people, right, when we was at school. Now I went to Garfield, so can you imagine seeing, you know, I can say this. Can you imagine seeing white people sitting there and they point and you're like, what the fuck is that thing they point? You know, I don't know too much about baseball at this time. I'm just, you know, I don't know. And I'm like, what the hell is that they point? It's a speed gun. What you was pitching, like 90 then? 80, 90?
I was throwing pretty hard.
And it's grade
In
school.
grade
So
school, I was throwing close
you
to
got to
90.
think about it.
Yep.
We talking grade school and these white people is out there. And it's like, you know, we from the hood. It's the town. So it's like when you see a white person, you like, what the hell they doing over here? That ain't one of our teachers. And what is that thing in their hand? You know what I'm saying? So bro got that sports background, played the basketball, baseball, football, all that, went to Walton. We had some good talks too. And that RIP Jeff, man.
No
I
doubt.
got to get you and Darnell in here one day together. And
That's
we got to
what's up,
just do
man.
that one
We've been
time.
doing this
Just
for
y'all
years,
just
man.
going straight head to
Yeah,
head.
man.
Like
We
I'm going to get a
just
chalkboard and everything so y'all can draw the plays like
you
we
should
be
have
doing down there in the basement.
you should have been at Mama Pat house in the basement. Man. We had some good times,
Man,
man.
it was some real good times. Now, I mean, they was like drawing plays, like real plays. Like stop this, and it's like I don't know none of this shit. I'm just looking like, okay. I run the same play on Madden all day. Run it that
You
way,
crazy.
like you know what I'm saying? The same play.
Absolutely.
So that was just a little. I just gave them a little history. Can you elaborate a little bit more, and then we'll go back to the show? That's just for the people who don't know.
You know, obviously I grew up in Maywood, went to Garfield, you know, Giants best school in District 89. So, you know, everybody that feels some way about it, it is what it is. Got the most pros probably in District 89 out of Garfield, so I'm just gonna say. Then I went to Walker Lutheran, played all three sports there, All-American in baseball and football, got drafted out of high school, 5th round draft pick with baseball, signed a full scholarship to go to Arizona State, ended up going pro and, you know, things kind of turned a little bit, ended up going to college. Graduated from the University of Illinois, playing football there. Graduated in 3 years. Ended up later on getting the coach and getting my master's degree, and here I am now, man. Just still coaching ball and trying to just free as many people as I can. So, you know, it's just a blessing, man, just to kind of have some of the experience and been some of the places I've been. So, you know, feels good to be able to just keep doing things and giving back as much as I can to help people out. So,
And he trying to bless y'all with some game on the life insurance. We all got this little bogus term life policy where at the end, I'm telling you,
nah, you saying term is whole life.
Our whole
term
life.
Is the good stuff. Yeah, get it right,
we talking whole. So look,
yeah.
It'd be a lot of money left on the table. You want to make sure. I'm telling you, look, people, please put y'all pride to the side. When this is over, inbox. Don't inbox just because you got a lot of questions for them. Inbox to get this knowledge to do the things the right way now, to like go about it the right way. You got the little BS insurance, that one right there. You might need something else so you can know, look, man, that money that's going in, all that you putting in, that's going on the table, you just making them rich. I know you like State Farm and all them other, they rich already. That name is already carried. Your money don't do nothing but make them more richer. It's not just about you going into the ground. After you pass, after someone passed, your family not only have to struggle with your death, you know what I'm saying? Then you don't want them to struggle with finances too. You know what I'm saying? You just don't
Absolutely.
want them to struggle with finances and be getting nothing small. You want them to have some. The money ain't gonna bring you back, no, but they can cry while they shopping. You know what I'm saying? It might make it a little bit better. Not better, but you know what I mean? Like, I would rather cry and shop while I'm mourning. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like my pastime for, like, you know, that's a pastime for me. Even when I've been going through some things, I get my little retail therapy. I be by myself. I put my little AirPods in, and I be in my own zone. You know what I'm saying? And again, like when I was saying, I want to circle back to that post I made. Because at one point, I'm not going to lie, I used to always joke about GoFundMe's. You know what I'm saying? Just joking. You know what I'm saying? But, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, actually, that shit ain't really funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people need to get buried, and a lot of people don't have any insurance at all. You know what I'm saying? They got insurance on devices and shit. And I always tell
Oh my
people,
God.
if you die, we gonna bury that motherfucking phone, not you, because you put insurance on your phone. So you could
Yeah,
get a,
that's
we can,
funny you say that, man.
because
That's funny
everybody
you
put
say
insurance.
that.
That's the first thing they put insurance on their phone.
People spend $100 on insurance for their phone and won't go out and spend $50 to $60 to
And you
protect
know
their
what's
family.
crazy about it with the phone? When you break it and you have to buy something, you can be like, I thought I had insurance. Oh, yeah, they
Yeah,
want your ass. You thought wrong. Yeah,
and you got to come get that deductible. That's going to be another
yeah.
$100 to
It's
see you
going to be
pay.
there.
Right.
And ain't nothing coming out of that. So for that same price that you smoking that eighth, you drinking that fifth, that shit that you done bought them mics with, look, you don't need every Jordan. Skip a pair. Set your life insurance thing up. Spend the block back. Then go get, you know what I'm saying, go get them shoes. You need to secure your future. So I'm gonna turn it over to you again just to get them another breakdown on the insurance thing just a little bit for these people. And I really hope that the viewers, and a lot of people, they like to check in later, you know what I'm saying, which is fine.
Yeah.
I need y'all to actually be paying attention. It's free game. When I have people come on here, this is a coach, a married man, a family man. He's taking his time out of his day today to give y'all some knowledge on the game. And I want y'all to actually listen. Pay attention right now because this is free. Pay attention when it's free. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you're getting right now. You're getting free game on this life insurance thing. You know what I'm saying? See, and the thing is, you know what these people be wanting to hit off? If it's like a scam or somewhere they could just get it and just take some money, they'd be on this motherfucker. If I was like, I had Bo on here, we finna scam and show y'all how to get 50. I'm gonna start putting titles like that and shit. Then I'm finna start showing motherfuckers how to get 30,
Oh
40,000.
no.
I'm finna start
like
lying. And then they go like, where the money at? Ain't no money, nigga. But go ahead and tell them again. What up, Patty? She say she listening.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man, like I said before, man, it's just really understanding the difference in the life insurance and under what they do. And like I said, historically, man, cash value, any type of cash value life insurance, whole life in particular, that's been the one that's just been pushing our community, man. And it just has not, favored us. Like I ask people all the time, how many people in our community or somebody in your family that died and, financially we took a step forward. Mostly nobody asked that. We take steps back. So if that's the case, then it has to be something there that doesn't go well, right?
True.
And it's just really understanding, and just really having somebody to take the time. Like you talked about, who gets paid. In that first 2 to 5 years in those cash value life insurance policies, man, you paying the agent's fees, his commission. You making everybody else money and nothing's there for you with the most important thing that you said you need. Well, I got a personal savings. And, and one thing for it is like somebody will say, well, my parent died and they had whole life and I got the death benefit and, and everything went well. Yeah, I'm glad it did. That's typically what will happen. But what about that other money that they said was hers? Grandma's and granddad's.
Mm-hmm.
How are they keeping that money? Especially when you're the one that's putting the money into the policy. It's your money that went into the death benefit. It's your money that went into that personal savings. So why would you think it's okay for somebody to keep your money that you're essentially putting into the policy? And then if you need it, why do you have to borrow your own money? Like you don't go to the ATM and borrow your own money when you're taking it out.
No.
You don't have to pay that back. So why is it with this particular life insurance policy, why do I have to do that? And that's where we just sometimes don't pay attention to the English language and really think about what's being said to us and thinking like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. I'm paying for this. It's my money that's supposed to be there. I'm putting the money into this personal savings, but I can't get access to it to 2 to 5 years, or I'm gonna get charged 6 to 8% interest if I borrow on it. Like and then you're going to take away from my overall death benefit if I take some money out of that. And then if I don't, you're going to keep it. Like, how does that make logical
it's like you
sense to
getting
me?
fucked over all around the board, really.
You know, it just doesn't work well. And like I said, it's so expensive. You know, people don't have the adequate amount of insurance. So that $50,000, and then we all know people that have borrowed off of it. And if they don't pay it back, just imagine how much 6 to 8% interest over the course of 30, 40 years have accumulated, right? So now all of a sudden there's no money there. And that's where we have to start, you know, paying these GoFundMes and doing different things and passing these hat around where you could have went and got a level term policy for 35 years, got 6 to 10 times the amount of annual salary that you have on yourself, and then took that extra money that you probably would have been paying and invest that into something else. And then now over the course of years, you're protecting your income, you're protecting your assets as you grow. And then now you got this investment part that's working for you. And then when it's time, if something does happen, your family's going to get the death benefit and there's a beneficiary for the actual investment. So they're getting two things, you know, that you pay for versus getting, you know, paying for two things and only getting one. The cash value deal is kind of like, hey, we're going to go pay for these mics. We're going to spend $600 for these Jordans. Mm-hmm. But when you leave here now, you want the right or left shoe. You can't get both. But you're gonna pay for both of them, but you only gonna get the left or the right shoe. So which one do you want? And to me,
that's a good analogy. You know what? Because they might need to hear it like that. Sometimes that's how you gotta break it down to them. Can you say that one more time for them? Because listen to what he's saying, y'all. Because this is how some of y'all might understand.
So when it comes to whole life insurance or just cash value in general, you know, you're paying for two things, but you're only going to get one of them. So if you're paying for some mics, a lady say you buy a purse and they got a clutch in the inside, you spent the money for both, but they telling you, hey, you only can take the purse or the clutch, but you're not getting both of them. Or but the Jordans, but you pay for both. Or with the Jordans, you pay for both shoes, but do you want the right or the left shoe? And that's typically how it works. And to me, if I'm going to spend money for two things, I want to get everything that I'm paying my money for. And that's kind of how the cash value, the whole life insurance typically work over the years. And there's other ones that, you know, Universal Life where, you know, they give you actually an option of, you know, taking the cash value and the life insurance policy, you know, the cash value and the life insurance death benefit, or just, you know, picking one or the other. But if you're going to get both of them now, guess what they're going to do? They're going to run that price up more. So you're going to spend even more money if you want to keep the cash value. And to me, it's like, why do I want to? Because now if I'm spending more money to try to keep both, I'm probably not going to adequately protect my family. And that's where, you know, believing in term insurance and understanding that I can get the maximum amount of coverage. Hey, let's just be real about it. Everybody would love to get quality stuff and not have to spend an overly amount of money for it. So if I can get the maximum amount of coverage that's going to take care of my family, pay a really good price that fits my budget, and then still have money to go out and invest, to me, that's the better option versus me spending a whole lot of money, not really having what I need, and then I'm not even going to get all that I'm paying for. To me, that's really not a great option.
You still got to wait to get buried. Shit, because they ain't giving you the money yet. You still got to wait. So the GoFundMe, it's still possibly got to go up. And even after that, because, you know, however much you raise, that's cool too. But you got to think about it like as a husband or a wife with kids, your children, you want to secure their future, not just be able to get put in the ground, you know, not just that. You want to secure their future to where at least it's nothing left on the table that they're going to keep. Like you would be receiving the funds for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell a lot of y'all now that, because a young lady had commented, she was like, what insurance policy? And I was praying you came on it, motherfucker. I'm like, man, I hope he's I'm like, because I didn't even like it, because I'm like, I don't know what to tell her, but I just knew that I'm like, I know why people are having GoFundMe, because shit, they can't get the death certificate that quick to the insurance people for them to cut them a check for the 10. So you damn near gotta take out a loan, borrow some money, or, you know, do the GoFundMe because you want to get your loved one in the ground in a timely fashion. So I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, what I'm saying is I'm understanding on why you made a GoFundMe or however you had to do what you had to do to get that money. But the same way you was able to raise that 10 to put them down, think about if you can raise that and keep that for yourself. If you didn't have to do that, if your insurance actually worked for you, that when they were deceased, you were able to pay still without it's going to affect you, like hurt you, period. But I'm saying like financially, like, you know what I'm saying? Because then you would have that extra money that was on the table. And like he said, see, a lot of people, they'll get the little money and then they get what's ever left. And they don't even know what's on the table left, really. You see what I'm saying? Because they're not going to really tell them, because sometimes it's not even their policy. It's somebody else's. So they just like, oh, as long as they get buried, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even have the knowledge of self to go call and make that call like, hey, what's up with this or that? And you can't even argue them because the person signed this saying that it was cool. It's just like how he said. You went and bought them Jordans and you paid full money, and they was like, which one you want, the left or the right? And you like, I'm on both. And they like, no,
it's not
the left or the right.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that just don't make sense. And I'm not saying that just because we all got that one of them policies. I'm not saying that means you're slow. Look, people don't have full knowledge. That's why when I reached out, I was like, bro, I just want you to inform them, to get them the knowledge, because a lot of people don't have the knowledge of these type of things. And this type of knowledge they can easily access. But when I have somebody here that actually has been doing this for over 10 years, I tagged them on there. A lot of y'all know him from the town, the sports and all that. You need to get in tune. I know some of y'all are more, y'all love to run to Peter and Paul and James and Jacob, you know, but James and Jacob and Peter and Paul, they're already secure. They go sell you that BS, because like he said, for the first 2 or 3 years, you're going to be just paying them. Like, you know, you're going to be paying them. They personally going to be keeping your money, like personally. And you're going to be thinking, oh, well, I'm paying into this. I'm paying. No, you're not. You're not. And then when you borrow, because, I mean, shit get hard for people. When you borrow because you think it's there, and then when you figure out, and then you do like a typical black person, they don't want to pay the shit back. And they be like, I don't got to pay that back. I still got this in there. That shit gonna depreciate. You don't want to think you got 50 and you go in there, you got 5,000. You're not going to get nowhere, man. You're not going to get anywhere with that. So for the people that's just tuning in, we're talking about some of the insurance policies that we all have that's incorrect, that need to be corrected. And that doesn't mean like you go with the people you with now and just be like, well, I need y'all to, they're not going to fix it. And if you think it's a game, call and ask them about that money that's left over on the table, that one policy. I guarantee you go figure out something. When you call and you start asking questions and you have the right questions, watch how they scram with them wrong answers. They're not gonna have the answer. Let me give you to my manager, or let me give me 1 second real quick, and they gonna give you that runaround. You see what I'm saying? Then they give you the runaround, especially when you know what question to ask them, because they don't really want to hit you with the no, because now it's like, damn, they looking at, I don't want to lose this policy. Like, you got to understand, and if you think I'm lying, you can Google it. Insurance has made more millionaires than a lot of things, because it's always been a booming market. Unfortunately, we the ones that always get the shorter end of the stick when it comes to it. You know what I'm saying? Because we figure, oh, I got this and that, and it's just about me getting up in the ground and getting my little headstone, and oh, my family, they'll be all right. No, they won't.
And your family will not be all right. It's just a lack of education. Absolutely. It's the lack of education, the most important, man. Just not knowing. And then really just thinking about some of the stuff that just make sense and don't make sense. And like I said, everybody's going to do what they believe in. You know, I just want to be able to, if I get an opportunity to educate people and just and give them perspective. And obviously, you know, I don't believe in the other ones, but for me, I don't go in with that approach. I'm just going to break them down. Like, This is how this works. This is how this works. And which one would you think worked better for you? You know, and typically when people kind of get the understanding and start to think about it, it's like, no, I don't want that one.
Yeah, especially when they actually listen. Like, if you're listening to what's being said, and see, and that's another thing too, because, you know, these other insurance policies, they don't offer that. They're not telling them that. They just giving them just enough to hold on, so they can be like, they just make it sound good a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you buy into this. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, I said they will sell you on having a savings a personal savings and insurance all day and make you believe that. And in theory, you know, without surface level, oh, wow, I got protection and I got some money to help me out. But then when you start really breaking it down, you really see it doesn't, you know, it is probably not the best thing for you. And there's so many different policies out there, man. They got so many different, you know, hooks and crooks to them that I would say, you know, I've seen policies where you locked in at a term policy for like 10 years and you paying like, you know, $20. But once that 10-year period ends, it jumps into a whole life policy and you go from paying $20 to 80 and then 80 to 100. And it just gonna constantly keep going up because they know they're not making money off that term policy.
So they put the hook in, you keep going.
So I've seen things like that, you know, where you have to do that. And like I said, people are gonna believe what they want to believe, you know. And it's just, for me, it's just really getting people the information and putting it and trying my best to educate them and explain it the best that I can for them to understand the difference and really just allowing them to make the best decision. Sometimes I feel like the choice is not really ours or has been ours because they not really tell you. Because I don't know too many people that will think it's okay to have to pay their money back. Most people talk about 401ks and complain like, why do I got to pay my money back? It's mine. Well, you're doing that with the life insurance.
Same
you
thing.
know, so why are you taking that step and why are you doing that? And just kind of getting that. And to me, it's really getting out of the mindset of just burying myself.
Yeah.
And that's getting out of that. Like let's leave the kids. Yeah, we may not have nothing, but let's start breaking some
and
generational curses here.
Thank you. I like that you said that because one thing that's like a pet peeve of mine, man, it's like I see people and they be like, oh, I got it out the mud. Everything I did, I'm a grind, I'm a hustle. It's out the mud, it's out the mud, it's out the mud. I get that wherever you at now, you're happy for making it about that mud. Let's address the real issue of how you got in the mud. Your parents left you in the mud. You see what I'm saying? So while you throwing it out, and then because you know what they do, it'd be like somebody else will have some, like, let's say if I set my son up with a trust fund or whatever. So then they'd be like, oh, he a trust fund baby. But then the person who don't got it, now they're mad at him. Bro, your mama had the same opportunity. When she was twerking, she could have been working. You see what I'm saying? When your daddy was out there hustling and inboxing, he could have been filling out applications and you know what I'm saying? And doing other things, or just building a business, building a brand, because even with your own business, you can insure yourself too and get the whole thing, the same thing, because you need it for your businesses too, and take yourself to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So I get, because I see a lot of people do that. Man, I got it out the mud, but address the issue of how you got it in the mud. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start breaking these generational curses. Our parents did the best that they can do for us. All of us that have life insurance, like even myself, my son has insurance since he was born. That's because our parents sought out for that to be best. Is that the best policy? No. All you know is you got insurance and you just be like, shit, I'm good.
Well, I always think that's interesting when I sit, you know, and no disrespect to anybody, but like, you know, you sit with people and they got a permanent, you know, life insurance policy on a 5-year-old kid. Like, oh, I got $100,000 on my 5-year-old. Wait a minute. Like, why are you paying the company twice when they could have just put him as a rider and saved you some money? Because the reality of it is this: it's probably going to be more hurt than any financial loss when the kid passed, right?
Yeah.
So typically, at that point for a child, we just need something to bury. That's the last thing we want to have to worry about is figuring out, man, I'm already hurting from my losing my child.
Yeah.
Now how I'm gonna bury him? You want to make sure you just got something to bury them. They don't have any financial gain that's helping us because we take care of them.
Kids, yeah.
So why would I want to have a separate life insurance policy outside of mine and I'm paying the company twice when I could just put you on as a rider?
See, but they ain't gonna tell them that. They're gonna be like, yeah, you need a whole nother policy because I'm trying to pay my motherfucking salary. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about that bank account, bro.
So it's a lot of times, you know, you sit down and like, oh, I got 5 policies. I got one for me. I got one for for my husband.
Then do the math
and,
on
and,
what you
and, then,
paying.
and then the kids. And it's like, wait a minute. I could give you 3 to 4 times the amount of coverage that you got for you and your husband. Put this on all the kids, and I'm saving you some money.
Because you ain't got to pay 5 different policies.
Well, I mean, I just think why would you want to pay one company? Let them hit you 5 different times.
Hey, you would be surprised because black people, look, man, they go pull a wool over our eyes. They see you coming and they know it's some money. They know it is, and they not gonna explain that to you like, hey man, you know you can save some money if you do this or you do that. Hell no, they be like, man, give them another policy. And if your daughter or your son have another kid, get another policy. And yeah, if they have kids, get another policy. And that's how, if you think about it, it's like an older man, right? That sell insurance. What's the next thing your son do right after him? Sell insurance, because it's like, hey, look, because all you got to do is show them, like, look, I got this lady right here. These are all her kids. This is your benefit right here, because when I leave, I'm leaving you this. They already locked in. We black. The more kids we have, the more that you want to try to do the right thing, because you, honestly, I'm not going at none of the parents, because you tried your best to do the right thing. You just didn't know, because someone your own was not there to tell you. You went to Johnny and Jacob, and Johnny and Jacob did what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? They got the bag. They secured the bag. And that money that's going to be left on the table, going to be left in their damn account. For sure. What up, D-Love?
Yeah, man, it's just an interesting thing, man. Like I said, man, it's a lot of people. It's some people that's trying their best to do some things. Some people just don't really know, and some people might not. Some people selling it might not really truly understand, because just think about it. If I'm an independent contractor, right? And a lot of people might be actually working for, Allstate and all these other different companies, right? And let's just keep it real. If I know I'm gonna make more commission selling this versus this, that's probably what I'll do. Without even really thinking about the aftermath of really what I'm doing. Because most people go to their job, they don't like their job, they just there doing what they got to do to get paid. So if your boss or whoever's telling you or trained you, telling you this is where you make the most commission at, you're just gonna do enough to pass the test, and then you're just gonna push whatever's gonna get you paid. And I think that's the part that hurts people sometimes, because we don't really understand it, and take the education, man. That's why, I love, man, but I get an opportunity to sit there with a family and I will, and if they got the policy, I will take the policy and go through the policy and show them everything that I'm telling them and read it in the fine print so they can actually see it. Like, I'm not just saying this. Here it is in plain black and white. This is what you agreed to that the agent probably didn't explain to you.
Can you see that question right there?
I can't even see no question. I saw something pop up, but
from Robin Ann, that's my girl. She say if you need question. You see it? It's the last one, Robin Ann. That's my girl. She asking if you need a death certificate to get death benefits. How is it for those people who have spouses / kids that's missing and not presumed dead yet? You ain't getting no money.
yeah. So I'm assuming, let me read this question again, make sure I can answer this the best way. So yeah, if they're not presumed dead, I don't know. If they haven't been found where they can actually verify it, I don't think they're gonna be willing to put a death certificate out, because they can presume that they still just missing. So they're gonna have to, actually have to be located, and actually somebody's gonna have to put eyes on them and verify that they are actually dead. That's actually a good question. I've never been asked that question before, but yeah, if somebody's presumed missing and they haven't, it's gonna be hard to do it. And I don't really, and I would have to actually look to see what laws are there that says if somebody's been missing for X amount of time, when can you presume that they, that I don't know. But I would just think like most companies, well, if you haven't found them, then we don't know if they did. We're not gonna pay.
See, but like, it is some ways like it works. Like, we got people like Carol Baskins, like when she got rid of her husband, somehow she got like his benefits, you know what I'm saying? So she knew how to work it out, you know what I'm saying? That was Carol Baskins, you know, when she got rid of her guy or whatever. So in ways it work, I guess, after so long, they be like, that nigga missing, okay, here you go. But it just depends too, who you got.
Yeah, I would think like I said, I think that's just depending on what company, what kind of regulations they got. Like I actually haven't, like I said, I've never had that question, but I would
Yeah,
just
because they
assume
probably do some shit like after a certain amount of time, like a
you you,
year
you
or
got
this
you
or
got
that.
you got to think about this, man. Like when 9/11 hit,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of companies that did not pay because there's no such thing as terrorist clause in the life insurance policy. So just imagine that. So just think a
So
person
they was
missing.
keeping the money then.
Oh, it was a man. You can look that up. How many life insurance companies did not pay families when doing a 9/11 situation?
And that's even though it's like it's nothing for that to cover that, but it's a national. This is a disaster. You would think at that time they would come up and be like, "Hey, this the least I can do."
Some companies don't. No.
Damn, that's messed up, man.
Another one. As I say that, then you think about like people be like, "Oh, I got accidental death," right? Do you know that if you got accidental death, that you actually have to die in the accident? That if you have an accident, go to that hospital and stay in there for a couple of days, then you die, they're gonna say you didn't die from you died from other complications. It wasn't an accident.
Man, they be having them claws in that, don't they, boy?
But the reality of it is, if I'm just why not just have pure life insurance? Like no matter how I die, like people will be like, "Oh, I got dismemberment." Like, okay, but if you die from your head getting chopped off, you still dead. So then
I don't want no dismemberment. I don't even want to think about no shit like that. So like, do you want dismemberment? What are you asking?
So, yeah, and then obviously, depending on, and I should say, depending on what job you work, if you work in somewhere where a limb can get cut off, you get paid. Different. But some people will think, oh, I got, accidental death, I got dismemberment insurance. Well, how much actual pure life insurance?
Because all that stuff they naming, go be running that damn tab up. You want accidental, you want dismemberment, you want slip and fall life too?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you got 200,000 in accidental, you got 200,000 in dismemberment, but you got 50,000 in actual life insurance.
That's losing.
So so it's just really paying attention and understanding like the different ones. Like I would love for people. Hey, Bo Flowers Jr. I just put this out there. Bo Flowers was my old page. It's hacked, so do not take anything from it. So Bo Flowers Jr. You can please inbox me, man. I would love to sit down with you and your family and do what I can to help you guys out, man.
And when y'all sit down, bring that old policy you got so he can break that thing down to you and show you hands-on what you didn't. Look, man, let's be honest. When we watching commercials, do you read that little shit that be at the bottom?
Oh, that's even funny you say that. Because somebody a client called me and was like, "Hey, I just saw this, get $300,000, for like $19." And I said, "Oh, you was watching the same commercial. You didn't see the fine print that said for qualified people only, and it's only a 5-year term policy."
Didn't read that, huh, sir? That was a quick conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go back to that was over quick.
Because sometimes sometimes people have we want to equate price to value.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked, when you pay for something of value, it might cost you a little bit.
Yeah. Because
the quality of it.
Yeah, true.
But typically when we, hey, we take the bootleg route on some Air Force Ones. We don't seen them before. They probably don't. It doesn't last, right? So it's understanding like you're going to pay for quality things, but you want to pay within your budget. Like to me, life insurance is make it affordable for what your budget is. Let's make it fit. Like I want to do what's 100% right by you 10 times out of 10. And what can you afford? What can you keep? And then obviously, if there's a situation where you need to make some additional income, I can show you how to free yourself and free your boss. Fire your boss, I mean. You can be your own boss and how to make some money and be able to say, you know what? It's cold outside, but guess what? I'm my own boss. I ain't got to worry about being fired. That's the beauty about this thing, right? You know,
That is.
you can do that. You know, so everybody thinks we have to start doing a little bit more than just listening to somebody to say, oh, something is a scheme all the time because they're afraid. And you might need to look into something yourself and really figure out exactly what it is, and not look to have the get rich quick mentality, or, really pay attention and look at some of these things. Like, wait a minute, let me go. You told me this. I should be able to go find some of this information, And I asked somebody, was like, well, I never heard of that. The cash value is mine. I said, just go Google who keeps the cash value if you die, and it shows you that you get the death benefit, and it says the insurer keeps the death benefit. And like I said, there's other policies that will allow you to get both, but you're going to spend way more money, which means you're probably not going to be adequately insured. So it's just so many different things, Index universal life is one of my favorite ones I hear about, because they try to sell you on the fact of getting a true investment. Well, first of all, it's still a universal life insurance policy, which means it's still a cash value component to it, which means it's still going to be overly expensive. And then you want to put my money in a bond. This is the one that I think is interesting. You put the money in a bond, and then the interest I grow on the money, you're going to take that and invest that in the S&P 500. So I'm never losing my base principle of what I actually put in there. But if something is lost, it's just the interest. Well, what if I'm taking L's? The market is doing terrible for a couple of years. I mean, I haven't grown any money. Is that really?
And do you really trust them to play with your money? Can you play with your own money?
You see what I'm saying? So it's really just having an understanding. Like I said, people believe what they want to believe. It's not my job to try to force people to think differently. I want to give you the information, and as we sit there talking through it, let's see what you think makes sense to you. I've had people say whole life is the best. Okay. Well, then it is the best for you and your family. Like, I can't force it on you, but when I sit there, and a lot of times, man, when you sit there, you can break stuff down, and other things that go along with the whole process of really seeing it, man. People get to see, and really for me, it's just taking a block. I got into this because I just wanted to be educated, so I didn't get screwed, and I realized that it fit me, and I get the chance to help people that look like me in my community, and that's what I'm excited most about why I do it. I love coaching, and I love doing this too. And I only did this because it was like, wait a minute, I've been blessed. I want to learn how I cannot get screwed. So when I'm talking to somebody, I can ask the right questions. And then I found out, like, wait a minute, there's a whole nother side to this, and there is a need in our community for the education. We lack education in certain things, and if I can provide it for you, that's what I want to do. Is help people out.
You ever thought about like going to outside of the coaching thing, like going to the high schools and trying to speak to the younger kids about this same thing, and try to draw them in a little bit too?
Not necessarily. I kind of talk to them more about life. A lot of them guys are so focused on ball, man. So I just try to get them to slow down and really, let's start thinking about some things that probably our parents have had conversations with us about, and really start to think about, what is best for me and not for this university. Like, what's going to be the best fit for me? I try to, it's just a whole different kind of conversation. But when guys start to, dip into a different realm, then I will, start to have different conversations when guys come up to me, especially when they're going to start, maybe getting their hands on some money, and guys are getting blessed. And that, I talk to them about things like that. But, as much as listen, man, the more I can give back, the more I can do to help people, the more that any little information I can give can help somebody be successful, and I can see that. That's what makes my day. That actually is exciting. It has been more exciting to me than my own personal success, is just being a servant of others and giving back to people, man. And the people really know me, they'll know, like, hey, I am who I am. Like, I ain't gonna just let you come say anything to me, or I ain't gonna back down, because it's just not how just not who I am. But I'm chill. I like to have fun, and I'll give you my last if I got it. And if I can help somebody, I'm gonna do that. and I ain't gonna help you and be like, hey, you know I helped you, so no.
Yeah.
Man, if I could change you and your family situation, man, that's good enough for me, man. I just want to try to do something positive and try to change the mindsets and help people. I had great parents, man. I got great grandparents that helped me and educate me. And I've been lucky to be around just some great people that have really poured into me over my life and time and really just helped me to understand and see things from a different light, man. And then the older I get, man, it's nothing more fulfilling than helping somebody else and changing their situation. Like when I'm coaching, man, and my guys going out there and they having success, I tell them, I can't wait to brag on y'all, to tell people how cold y'all are. Not how cold I am, how cold you are.
Yeah,
and to be happy about what you're doing. You know, that's what it's
a
about.
blessing, ain't it? It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I love it, man. Yeah, I love
that's
it.
why I like, man, like coming from where we come from, bro, honestly, I love seeing people that make it, that put their best foot forward, even go through their struggles and their things. And you know, one thing I hate the most, people always try to tell like that downside of somebody. Like, I remember when I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what they at now. Look at what they doing now. Let's bask in the glory of what they doing right now. Absolutely. Or they're blessing now. And then they try to, you know, because like how you'll get back and you do something. You know, with people, it's like never enough for certain people. Well, he ain't do this. Well, he ain't do that. Like, damn, man, give me a list of what you need me to do then. So I can make sure I appease to your needs. You know what I'm saying? Because people say how you jumping through hoops of fire and shit, man. They still won't like you. And they still won't like you.
You can't, you know, one thing I learned, man, no matter how fair, no matter how much I try to do, man, you ain't going to make everybody happy.
Nah, you can't.
And I ain't going to try to spend my life trying to make everybody, but I just know.
Yeah, you'll be miserable. Actually, if you went about and tried to make everybody happy, bro, you would be one of the most miserablest people. That's why I like myself, bro. I'm happy with myself because I'm content because it's like, bro, I ain't hating on no nigga. You know what I'm saying? Have I done some wrong in my life? Yeah, nigga, I'm human. Like, shit, I'm not finna sit here and say I'm 100% perfect because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I embrace my downfalls, my struggles, my failures, and I don't let my past dictate my future. You know what I'm saying? So that's why even like when I started the podcast thing, I was like, at first, because I wasn't going to do it, my homie Ed Will, shout out to him. He the one who put me in tune with the studio and everything. I was just cool talking my little stuff on live, you know, doing it that way. But now, since I've done it, I like being behind the mic with the headphones. And another thing I do, like, so now since I branded it, I honestly made it my business. Like, I honestly got all my stuff together now. My business is 100% official. It's legit. What I do with my business is I highlight other people's businesses and bring other Black-owned businesses or Black people, period, that's doing something, no matter how big, how small, no matter what they're doing. I like to highlight what they're doing and let them have a platform so they can talk. We got enough platforms for all the negativity, for all the bullshit. You can see that all day. We got enough platforms for it. Yes, I bring artists on that got things going on. It don't matter. No artist too big, no artist too small, no matter what it is you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
That might help.
Yeah, that's what I try to do with this platform. And that's why I set it up the way I did. And I do it like I do. That's why, like, when you was telling me, like, you want to go be around there, I'm like, hey, bro, just join the live. I need them to get that game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I even named it Free Game, because I was like, man, I know a lot of people that got shit going on that, like, honestly, like, I had conversations with them and they tell me things. This like, man, how can I get the other people to get in tune and hear it? What better place than to do it on my own platform, bring some of my friends and my people in to get a game.
Absolutely.
Now I just need people to receive it with open ears. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means listen a little bit more and listen to understand. Don't listen to try to debate and argue somebody. Like with your facts, a lot of times some of y'all are wrong. Like, just listen to get an understanding. And listen, if you can't grasp it that quick, personally inbox or ask questions. It's nothing. It's not a stupid question. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing. Some people don't grasp things that quick. That's fine. That doesn't not mean anything. And that's why I wanted him to come and give y'all some of this knowledge, because I know that a lot of people just don't know. That doesn't make you just unaware. That's exactly what you are. You are unaware. So I'm trying to turn on your antennas and turn up your volume so you can be in tune with what you need to be in tune with. I get it. This not gonna be your next lick where you getting 20, 30 grand in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? To get rich scheme quick. Look, get rich quick is good, but get rich quick don't keep you getting rich longer, because you would still be rich now, which you're not. So we're talking about, and a lot of people, even with getting the money, they didn't get no insurance, not nothing. They didn't get anything. It's still people that are walking around with insurance on a device and no insurance on their life. It doesn't make sense, man. It don't make sense. You drop your phone and you break it, you still finna pay. You still paying. You gotta get on the phone. You gotta do all type of jumping through the hoops and all type of things for a damn device. You know what I'm saying? It's time that we actually pay attention to what's going on out here. Learn something new, bro. We what I want to do, man, any way possible that we can help break this generational curse, we have to do that. When you see
Absolutely.
a black man like I got here doing something with himself, coaching, insurance, and a host of other things, bro, stop being intimidated to tell people, hey, bro, I see you, man. You're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? And to try to get some knowledge, it's not gonna hurt, man. Like, you know what? Him winning is not gonna make me lose. You see, that's what some people look at it in different lights. I look at it when I see another brother winning, especially from the walks of life where we from. I look at it, that's motivation to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe shit, I might can do that. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's just it's a motivational thing. It's not like, man, this nigga doing this, man. Fuck, this nigga got a new car. And this nigga doing me, Joe. Motherfucker know everything about it. Like, come on, no. Let's stop that, bro. Because where we from Chicago, bro. It is so easy in our city to be a fucking hater. It is so easy in our city to be a hater, and people just go for it. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? It's time we got to break all these generational curses, Joe, and show this love, man. We got black business owners, people that's working toward building the future. My man say if he don't want to come outside in the winter, he ain't got to come out. Ain't got to. Like, look, I'm going to do this. Man, you know what? It's too cold out there. I don't think I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
Just imagine this, man. You know, my plan one day, and hopefully soon, man, I'm working on this, but I'm going to be out the country with my family for a month and still making over 6 figures a month. That's why I want to go.
Hey,
that's where I want to be.
And that's love, because especially out of the countries like vacationing while still getting you some money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that's the power of being your own business owner, man, and being able to do some of the things, man. We just got to know, man, what do you want? You know, a lot of people just can't be afraid to go get it. Or if you lack something, man, position yourself around somebody that can give you what you're missing, man. Like, you know, I was around when I was playing football, man. I started getting around some NFL guys. You know, now, granted, I've been a pro baseball player, but it's a different element.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get around them and we working out, and I'm doing things with them, and I'm like, yo, like this like I want, like they let me know I could do this.
Yeah.
Like keep going the way you're going about it, man. It's nothing wrong with that, man. People, I mean, it's a cliche, right? Successful people leave a blueprint, but it's true. If you really watch what people do, you know, you make the sacrifice now so you can relax later.
Thank you.
You know, that's what you want to do.
Whew, that's why, man.
It's
a lot of people don't get that though, bro. A lot of people they don't want to make no sacrifice. Bro, they ain't finna quit smoking. They ain't gonna quit drinking. They ain't gonna quit partying, bro. I ain't doing none of that. I'm finna turn this business, this brand, is finna push my other brand. You see what I'm saying?
No doubt.
This is finna start me something else that can move me into a position to where I don't need my 2 jobs, because right now my 2 jobs fund this, so this can fund me. You see what I'm saying? So, and the way I've learned from that is putting myself in position around people and just learning little things they tell me. And I was like, what? You said I can what? It's like, nigga, all this time I thought I had to have some damn money to do this, and then like, damn, nigga, and I done built this credit up. But, okay, so I can just, okay, yeah, I'm okay.
Pick a book up and read it.
Man, yeah. And look, to my people who can't actually pick the book up and read it, they have audio reader too. You can download the app on your phone. It'll read the book to you. Get you some headphones, read it till you go to sleep.
I think, you know, one of the dopest things I did was get married, man. And one thing my wife do is, like, when she want to learn something, like, she like researching it, she's reading books, she's finding like seminars, she's getting into it, like, she can educate herself, you know what I mean, and try to make sure we good. Because to me, it's like information is powerful, man.
Bro, you know what I do? I'm not even gonna lie to you. Mostly, some of the biggest like meetings I've been in with like more like business minded people that was smarter than me that I was going to meet. I brought my girl because I said I know she gonna really ask some questions. They go ask some, and she gonna pick up and she gonna be on it. And if she asks them too many, and I see they getting flustered, you might don't know what the fuck you talking about. Then. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, because I know she gonna be okay writing this shit down. Then she gonna run it back like, hey, so what about, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
When I do be having like little meetings or sometimes going with people when I'm trying to learn something, I bring her shit because I know that's 4 years. You might get something past me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she doubled in.
Like,
she tuned in like,
yeah, we might blank out for a minute.
yeah, she tuned in like all the way because it's like, man, nigga ain't trying to get the wool pulled over their eyes, bro. Like, you feel me? That's why I always told her, like, even like when we first got together, I told her what I wanted to do. And now, like, it's actually scary because, like, most of it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's coming to fruition. It's getting, like, close to happening. It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's getting scared, but it's like, man, I done been through so much. Now it's like, man, ain't nothing to be scared of. What's the most that can happen? Like, just jump out there and just go. If I lose, I think go to the drawing board. Figure out how I lost and we gonna redraw again. Shit, let's go.
That's the thing, right? Like, some people are so afraid to fail. And it's like, yo, it should hurt. You should feel some type of way when you passionate about something, you care about it, and you put an injury into it. But then when it failed, don't stop. You know, I was just telling my wife this, like, you know, I think one thing that people need to make sure when it comes to a mindset, people need to stop trying to tell people, oh, you can't feel down. Like, I'm human. I'm gonna have a moment where I'm just kind of like in my head. I'm gonna teach you how to get out of your head, to not stay in that spot, to move forward, right? And let's not think about the things that can happen bad. Let's think about all the great things that can happen. And when you start to deal with certain things, let's figure out how to get out this space to keep moving forward, man. And that's, you know, and I just learned that with playing baseball. And I'm in the slump. Why am I in the slump? One, because I'm telling myself I'm in the slump and my body language, and I'm changing my behavior. Let's get back to this positive, charismatic, energetic belief that I had, and let's go out there and do that. And I started to realize, oh, I get out of slumps faster. I paid attention to the issue, I addressed it, and I know how to move forward from it. You know, and some of us don't know how to handle failure because one, you know, we're afraid, and then we don't want to just address the issue. Like, hey,
and then you know something else you said, how you said like get around people that like kind of know. One thing I figure is like some of the people that I've gotten around, bro, they honestly they failed before, so a lot of them taught me through like ways of not failing. Like I talked to one of my homies yesterday, bro. And honestly, he's like, I think he's like 20. That was my girl. I had to pin that.
yeah, that's fun. I was like, wait a minute. Like,
yeah, that's my girl. I pinned that.
That's funny. Yeah.
I was talking to
y'all dope, man. I be enjoying watching y'all.
Yeah,
man.
I love
the little birthday thing was cute, man.
Oh yeah, I had to step. You know what, bro? I was like, you know what? My girl, she do a lot, man. She do a whole lot. Like, she do a lot of shit, bro. Like, cook, clean, school. Dope, she got a second job, all remote, but still, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? The dog like a baby. Now we got another one coming Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Even help me out with my son. You know what I'm saying? Her son. She got her son, and man, and just countless other people she helped too. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I just want to do something different. I'm like, I really want to go out of state, but we couldn't do it because she had just moved up in her position at her job, and that's
what's up.
That's more, you know, that's important. So we just, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make the best of this shit here. You know, it cost a nice little dollar, but it is.
You did a great job, brother. I was proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Because to me, you know, kind of jumping off the subject, like that's something else too that we need to start teaching our brother. Hey, yo, it's okay to be with one woman. Mm-hmm. It's okay to love her, and it's okay to lift up. Having a daughter, and then now getting married, and then, my cousins, and just sitting there listening to conversations and people talk about stuff, man, we got to start doing better to our black women, dog.
Yeah,
like, for real.
True.
Like, we got to. But part of the problem is ain't nobody telling us that it's okay to do some of these things.
Bro, they do not. Look, I swear to God, when I was growing up, bro, my brother, or even when I used to talk to my dad, he'd be like, how many girlfriends you got? So I was like, shit, I gotta rack them up. You know what I'm saying? So
I gotta have exactly.
You know, then we'd come up, it'd be like A squad, B squad, C squad. My A squad is the fine top of the lines. You know what I'm saying? The B, you know what I'm saying? And them C's, they was some monsters. But that was like grade school. So we was young. And that was one of the things when I grew up, I used to be like, man, damn, I wish I would have been like, you know what I'm saying? Just had me one and just move. But then again, I'm like, shit, it worked out in a benefit for me because if I would have had one, I wouldn't have probably been with her. So now it's better to
learn,
to where I'm at now. So it worked, you know what I'm saying?
But to me, it's like if somebody would have sat down with you and said, hey, look, if you want to move like this is how you need to do it. But it is okay to just be here and be present.
Hey, bro, you know what's so crazy though? So I was single at one point, like even before this, for like, man, for some years, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of like a failed marriage or whatever. So I was like single for some years. I was like, man, fuck all this shit. I mean, you know, and I was just messing with other people's girls. So whatever. So somebody would tell me like, man, you just need to settle. You're not gonna never find what you're looking for. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean? I'm like, my standards are not high. I mean, I don't want no anything. What's so hard with asking somebody to just be a woman? You know what I'm saying? Like to do the regular thing. And that's why now it's like I just honestly I'm gonna say it because I never said it. To the people who told me that, I want to say nah. Like whatever the little kids say when they proved your ass wrong. Now what? Now what do you got to say? Because it was like, you should have just bro. No, just settle for what? Just the next thing that look right on Instagram or Facebook and all this shit. And hell nah. You should have just settled. And that's why you lost. You know what I'm saying? So man. You know.
Keep fighting, man.
Yeah,
keep fighting.
Definitely.
Like keep fighting. I think it's dope, man. When I saw that, man, I was like, yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I had to try
to me.
Let me tell you this is what I want to tell you. So what I was saying, like when you putting yourself in line with certain people and like with my homie. The thing about putting yourself in line with people that's going in a position that you want to go or people that's smarter than you is you can learn from them. They're there. So they took those steps and they might have failed. They can tell you like, hey, bro, you shouldn't do that because this or that. Like my little homie, bro, honestly, I'm telling you, look, he is 21, 22, right? Since he was in grade school or high school, I've always talked about, I got to own a building, I want a truck. I've always said it, but never knew how to go about it. I thought like, man, I got to really sell this to get this money, not knowing like the leverage game right now or how to leverage that credit, which I'm going to show y'all in a minute. Well, I'm not going to show y'all how to do it. I'm going to do it. Then you'll see me when I'm doing it. But anyway, so I was talking to him the other day and we was talking about some business and he was just telling me like even with going about how to with getting property, he like, man, bro, look, I'm telling you, bro, the first time I bought one, I did this and this. And he was like, bro, nah, you can't do that. Like, don't do this. And it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? That knowledge was there. So if he been through it before, so he can talk me through it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I know it. Listen, man. I didn't hang with people in high school if they wasn't about what I was about. I was trying to go to the league. So if you ain't about working out and doing what I'm doing, I can't. We ain't got nothing to do. I can't hang with you because one, I respect my family. I respect my parents. I'm gonna represent my name in the first class manner all the time, and I ain't worried about no peer pressure because I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. So if you ain't trying to do what I'm doing, that's cool. You got your lane. I got my lane. I'm still like that today, man. If you ain't about what I'm about, it's nothing. We have nothing.
That's how I am too, personally. That's how I am.
I can see you. I can, it's mad love, but I can't be still trying to do the same stuff that I was doing when I was, 18, 19, or in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm almost 40 years old. Like I can't. You have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, man, and then people that ain't trying to compete. But people trying to help you win. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not afraid to give information to help you do better because they worried about you doing better than them. Man, forget that.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I see a lot of people be like that, though, bro. They don't want to get that information because they don't want to see you do better. Those are the type of people you got to get away. Look at my girl talking about some. She go.
Oh, yeah. She funny. Hey, so that means I'm going to get both of y'all on an appointment then, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because I want to.
Yeah.
honestly, what I want to do is I want to probably do like 2. I want to do one with us so we can figure our thing out. And then I honestly want to do one with my OG and them too, with my OG, because my OG is me, is my OG, my stepfather, my grandma, it's all these kids. Bro, I need her to, honestly, like, if you break it down and she see it, because my mama got some sense, but if she don't know this, she just don't know. So if you break it down and when she see and hear and see the better things and go about it, because one thing with like me and how I'm learning now, I'm not leaving my people them out in the blind. Like the game I'm learning now, I'm gonna teach them. When I learn how to execute these moves with my credit, okay, hey, man, you need to do this. Boom, you need to do this. You feel me? Because it don't matter. I don't give a fuck if she, whatever age, you can start an LLC for a fucking bakery. Guess what? Take out the money alone. You done with your bakery? It's over with. It's ended. That ain't on you. That's personal. That's on them. Start another business. That one failed, it's fine. Start another one. You know what I'm saying? And keep moving. So, and I just want to see my people.
The wife learning about business credit and all that now, man. So, like,
Oh, your wife do the business credit?
No, she learned, like, she been learning and like researching on how to. Yeah.
Because my homie, I got a couple homies that do it. Jason James do it. Superman Stokes do it. You know what I'm saying? Gianni Noel. I know a couple people that actually, you know what I'm saying, and not, they actually got the credentials, they qualified to do it and they actually do it. Shout out to everybody that fixed credit too. It's a lot of people out here, but honestly, that's one thing about that, you gotta watch some of these people, man. A lot of these people are just selling you, like, they just telling you what you need to hear just to, you know what I'm saying?
It's a new way.
Yeah.
It's a new way,
It definitely is.
And I definitely feel you on that, man. It's definitely a new wave of that. But no, man, this was awesome, man. I enjoyed this, dog. Like, just getting on here talking, man, and because like I said, man, I've been waiting on the call, man.
I'm gonna have to have you come in too. I'm gonna have to have you come in the studio, bro, and lock in with me. I don't know if you. I probably never showed it to you. I'm gonna show it to you now. This how we look. My son sitting over there. He
that's all good.
On his
just let me know when I come though if I need to put that drip on, because I know how you like to do it. I ain't gonna be on that. You ain't gonna be talking about me.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have it on. I've been trying to dull it down, but
All right, then I'm about. Hey, just let me know, because I know how you do, dog. You be
I was gonna say, man. Hey, the one thing I'm gonna tell you, bro. I remember my homie them. They used to be a little dusty. I used to tell them niggas, bro, I ain't turning my sweat down for you, nigga. You want to wear sweat fits and be dirty? That's you. They gonna know you the dirty one, nigga. Keep wearing it. You gonna make me look even cleaner. I'm not turning my shit down. Nah, bro. They be like, man, why you gotta, what, nigga, you knew we was going out, nigga. When I told you I was coming, you should have double thought that. That sweat fit look mighty cheesy, sir. But if you want to wear it, that's on you, nigga. That shit under your name. Shit, it ain't me. You feel me? I appreciate you too, bro, coming in. And I need everybody that watch this, even when I'm done, because I'm gonna be on for a second, I need y'all to go back. Listen, I tagged him on here. Inbox. Go over these policies, bro. And look, y'all, man, it's time to redo this stuff. It's time to redo it. Honestly. It's time to redo it.
Absolutely. Let's make it happen, man. I appreciate it, brother, man. Hey, I'll hit you up, man. Let's set something up, man. And
okay, cool.
Definitely make something happen, brother. All right, boy. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, peace.
All right. That was my boy Bo. I had to have him on, man. He do the insurance. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to honestly have him come in and just get some of that game, man. Get some of that knowledge. Oh, what it do, baby? I try, bro. I try. We got to get in tune too, bro, when you hit back in the city, man. I try to get look, that's all. That's what I'm trying to give him, baby. I'm trying to get him that free game, man. Look, I know a lot of black business owners, bro. I'm going to get them here. I know a lot of nice artists too. I'm going to get them up here too. And every time I get somebody, I'm going to have them give y'all some game. Now, a lot of this stuff, y'all might have to pay for, but on free game, I'm trying to